all back again. And did you enjoy this morning? Yes, did you enjoy this morning? I did. And I saw some, how do you say that? Some synchronization or whatever about storytelling, modern technique. What did we see more? The use of mobiles and so on. So I will show you 3 clips, and that will combine the whole story. The first one is a commercial. And a commercial is not so long, but what you will see is quite different than you normally see. So, Shirin, the first one.
They hear that loud, ooh, chitty, chitty, bang, chitty, chitty, bang. Make sure you for the rain when you see the gang. Having some fun while you out on your run. Taking victory laps, I'm in the hood with them ones. Catch me out in the cave, who you know gonna face. I see them keep trying, professional imitate. They hear that loud, ooh, chitty, chitty, bang, chitty, chitty, bang, chitty, chitty, bang.
You've seen this before? Never? Did you like it? It's quite fun. But there's more to tell about this one. You saw it's an iPhone. And why is it an iPhone? Because the commercial was shot with an iPhone. All new models of Mr. Steve Jobs are filmed with iPhones. So the iPhones
Bush's
are
Beans just
used.
launched their...
That's another one. But keep in mind that in the professional world, they use the iPhone. But what did you see more? You saw the little girl. And the images of the falling thing, her point of view, was filmed by the little darling herself. You saw also that they used normal, vertical, no problem. They had a wonderful payoff. Relax, it's an iPhone. And keep in mind, this one was made for AT&T, and that's our Vodafone, KPN, and so on. So what happened here? It was a perfect story, but the story was told by the little girl. We used an iPhone, so no problem. And I think it was a wonderful commercial. There was another thing. You see only a few seconds the long shots, because all these commercials are seen on mobile devices. So you will never see a real long shot like what we do on television, groot totaal. No, it's all close-up. And if we need the vertical image, then we use it. If we need this one, we do it. And why are we, our modern cameras, even the big ones, can do it all. We do all codecs. If it's for Snapchat or whatever, no problem. Just push the button, and it's there. It's another way of communication. But another thing, in Holland, it's very difficult to tell an agency, we are going to film with an iPhone. And a little girl will throw the iPhone. Then many people in Holland will think, oh my God, that's not okay. But in the US and in the rest of the world, it's quite normal if you have a good idea and you can tell it with images, the storytelling, then it's fine. Go your gang, zeg ik altijd. In Los Angeles, there are photographers who make pictures for Vanity Fair, all kinds of fashion magazines, and they use only an iPhone or a Samsung or whatever. It's no problem, because they have the freedom to use the mobile device. Can we see it once more with this information? The run, baby, run.
They hear that loud, ooh. know I'm first. I see them keep trying, professional imitate. They hear that loud, ooh, chitty chitty bang, chitty chitty bang, chitty chitty bang.
It's amazing in so few seconds that you can tell a story, promote a message, relax. It's an iPhone and it's toddler-proof, and well, I love it. Another example is what's happening very often in, yeah, not in Holland, but abroad. Companies who organize prize-winning contests by making commercials with phones. But why are they doing that? It's not to promote their product. It's just to have an insight of young talent who can be their talent for the future. Because big companies are in search of young talent. And what we, and I do myself, I work for a streamer, so maybe that will help. We check 24/7 all social media, not Facebook anymore, that's over. But we search the Instagrams, the Snapchats and whatever, to score talent. Because if you are able to tell story with visuals, then we need you. And that doesn't mean that we search for the 1 million followers. We search for, maybe we have only 100 followers, but it's the image that counts. And then we make a phone call. Keep that in mind. We are going to see an example. You have in the States Campbell, that's the can company Campbell Soup. And you have the other one, it's called Bush. This one is for Bush.
Bush's Beans just launched their Cannes Film Festival contest, where the grand prize winner will receive $50,000 and get the chance to have their content featured in a Bush's commercial. 4 runner-up prizes of $2,500 will also be given out. Post your video using hashtag Bush's Cannes Film Contest on your public Instagram or TikTok from now through February 11th for a chance to win. Good luck, everyone, and now it's time to roll that beautiful bean footage.
Interesting or not? You have any questions or remarks about this? Because this is kind of a strategy. You like the idea to scout talent, because that's what's happening. And it's $50,000, which is a lot. And this campaign was coast to coast, so it's many times $50,000. You think it's interesting, or? Think about it, because as I said, keep in mind, we are constantly searching for young talent. And again, 1 million followers is not of interest. We need the only unique people who tell their own stories, who are able to show and to share and to dare to share. You must dare to share. And if you like flowers, make something with flowers, no problem. It's the story. And, yeah, the images you create with it. By the way, the people using professional iPhone things, they have an app that's called Filmic Pro. And that's around, what is it, 28 euros, 35? It's the max. With Filmic Pro, you are able to film, not like a pro, but as a pro. It has all the codecs, you can change everything like the real professional cameras. And they are used for Hollywood movies as well, it's no problem. If you need a shot what you can't make with a real one, use a mobile one, because the Samsung is okay too. The last one is a clip from YouTube. It's a drone shot. It's a drone shot of a stadium and a little bit more. So enjoy.
sunshine, fresh air. We got the team behind us. So let's play two.
What's going on out here at the Federal Landmark? Cole Wright from Marquee Sports Network.
Chicago Cubs baseball is on the air from Wrigley Field in Chicago. Good afternoon, everybody, along with former Cub and All-Star Ron Coomer. It's Pat Hughes reporting.
1, a 2, a 3, let there be.
Hey, boss, you got the out-of-town plates? All right, come on.
That's a well-hit ball. Deep to left. Back. Hey! Atta boy, Anane!
Thanks a lot, Cole, and welcome into the broadcast. It's time to close out the 2022 campaign here at Wrigley Field.
Next load's done.
The Cub fans have been with them every step of the way, which obviously means a lot to the boys down in the clubhouse.
All right, hey, it's just about time for baseball. We're ready, so stand by. The first pitch of the last game of the 2022 season.
Get it, baby!
Your Chicago Cubs.
This is beyond everything. You saw what happened, eh? It's the one, only one. And the drone is this size. This is amazing. This is 12 days ago. And it's a one take. And everything is staged. So people know, of course, that the drone will come. Otherwise, we have a problem. So this is far too far. I love it. And this is what I mean with imagination and with storytelling. Okay, it's a technical trick, yes, we know, because we use a drone to tell the story. But what they did, this is a shot that was never seen before. So keep in mind that this is the level now. And now you have people who will surpass this level. Maybe in a month we will see an extra like this. But this is what's all about. It's using technology to tell a story. And the technology is just technology. It's a plaything, but you must keep it to tell the story. Did you like this one too? You saw how impressive it was? Because it was only this size and then amazing, amazing. And then you are drone operator, one taker, yes? Then you're sitting there. But that's life. Well, this was a kind of introduction about what is going on with new technology. And again, keep in mind, it's just a story you have to tell. And this one is an exception, of course. But the Run Baby Run is quite simple to do it yourself. And the other one with the beans, in a way too. It's just image, words, vision, and the result. And make it no longer than, what was the length of Instagram? 50 seconds? Don't make it 1 minute one, because Mr. Instagram will not have it. And keep in mind, if you are a professional TikToker, your money will run via China, because TikTok is from China. But that's all. Well, I think Cesar, Matthias.
Go for it.
Again, bye-bye.
There we go.
Welcome back.
It's even crazier. So I'm a TikTok creator, and the way you monetize your TikTok right now, because in the Netherlands there's not a TikTok fund for creators.
Okay.
There is one in Belgium. So
Do we?
technically, like legally, I use a VPN to like have my TikTok be a Belgian account, so then I can like monetize my content. So my money goes from China to Belgium and then to me. Okay. Next part is something exciting and also from Belgium.
Yes, we would like to introduce to you Joffrey Anane and producer Yves Ruth. They are both in the back. Please come forward and give a big applause to them.
Yeah.
Joffrey is also known as aka Afro Belg, but I will let him introduce himself. He made beautiful content, started from TikTok, made online content, and maybe one day we see them linear, I don't know. We'll see. But we'll let them speak about it for themselves.
I'm giving you some water. I heard you were stuck in traffic, so probably you were thirsty.
Yes.
Yeah.
Met
Was it bad? Who?
Jullie horen mij dus.
You see, you just came out of traffic. I feel that. Who was running the playlist in the car?
Actually, we made a lot of phone calls. Always.
You know, that's when you talk to real creators, huh? Okay, guys. So this is a two-part talk that you're giving us, because first we're gonna watch part of the series. What are we gonna see exactly?
Spreekt iedereen Nederlands of Engels ook? English? Okay. So Afro Belgian or Afro Belg is actually something that I started with in the quarantine, because nobody had nothing to do. And I'm a dancer and choreographer as a profession. But there was this app called TikTok, which I didn't know. And as a dancer, I saw so many people in their living room, kitchen, whatever, making videos. And I was like, oh, why is everybody dancing now? What happened? So then I downloaded TikTok. And I started to do this also like my own dance videos, but it wasn't really working. And didn't have success. So, and then I saw people doing sketches about different things, comedy sketches, serious sketches, life hacks, sketches, whatever. And there was this guy, Nicolas Kuyers in Belgium, who made sketches about Flemish family parties, family dinners, which he had really accurate, how do you say? Accurate takes on these dinner parties at in Flemish families. It was really really funny. So I was like, maybe I should make sketches too, but about my experiences. So I started thinking, what are my experiences? And I grew up partly Belgian, partly African. And I also grew up in a Flemish family where I heard certain things sometimes, like, oh, we have a Bob Marley in the family, or whatever, which was meant as a joke, but then I would replay the things I've heard with the accent that they used, so really a Flemish accent. And it got welcomed really good on TikTok. And I think it was also the first time for a lot of black people in Belgium to have like representation in this sort of media, because we don't have a lot of black actors or black people in the media, like dark as me, I mean. So it got picked up really well, and so I continued making sketches, and then the media gave it some attention, and also Matthias booked us for a festival, and you know, so that's how it got known actually.
Yeah,
and
I think to kind of round up, when that happened, I know Joffrey for a very long time because I used to be a dancer and a choreographer, and I was a mentor to him. But then I stepped in a different lane with one of my best friends. We opened a production company called Untold Stories, and we were picking projects and talent to do different type of project. And then with COVID, we had to switch our agenda and go more like video content, online content. So we were like, okay, this is really interesting. Let's give that a shot. So we gathered some funds, got some money, and we decided, let's be serious about this, make a series, write. And then we give him tips and tricks on how to write scenarios, because my partner is also writing scenarios for movies. So which program, how do you write? So he started to screenwrite, and it ended up being the product that you guys are gonna watch now, which became the first season of what we call Afro Belg now. And we're writing currently the second season, so hopefully, as Matthias was mentioning, it might be taken to bigger medias, or maybe we make a movie, but that's our plan and our goal now. So the adventure that started on TikTok, for himself to discover himself as a talent, being actor also, not just a dancer, and for you to judge if you think it's of quality. This is why we're here now, to present, and after that, if you have any questions, we'll be glad to answer any of those.
Yes,
Thank you.
It basically tells a story about the ordinary random Flemish guy who is really ignorant about the contemporary conflicts of today with race and discrimination, and who has a problem with the change of that.
Acclimating
Yes,
to that.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll discuss all about that later. Let's
Yeah.
first take a look.
Yeah.
Curious.
Shall
Goedenavond, dames en heren. Vannacht in de maxima van afgelopen dagen. 4 seizoenen in 1 dag, zoals we dat in België gewend zijn. Voor de volgende dagen is er veel vergrijzing voorspeld.
Soja! We zetten op de televisie!
Het is heel belangrijk extra aandacht te vestigen aan een kleurrijke samenleving. Dankjewel en tot ziens.
Wij zijn gewoon goed 25 kinderen.
Die gaan me nou toch niet vertellen hoe dat wij hier in België zijn, zekers.
Overbevolking in de kleuterscholen is nog niet verholpen. De scholen slaan alarm.
Daar nou weer. Soja! Soja! Wat is nou weer opgezet?
Yeah, we're celebrating, yeah, car. We are celebrating. We are celebrating, yeah, car. We are celebrating.
Verdomme Sonja, was die een tjingel-tjangel? Zeg zo, alstublieft! Ze biedt mijn oren kapot. Dat is niet manenmuziek, hè? Dat zie je toch? Dat is waarschijnlijk de neef en buurman. Dat is wel een knap ventje, hè? En dan zeg ik het kwaad, hè, zeg!
Yeah, we're celebrating, yeah, car. We are celebrating. We are celebrating, yeah, car.
Hey!
Muziek van zo'n Seesebeet. Godverdomme. Zie je precies de Congo gebeuren?
Yo, ça va? Hoe goed zijn dat? Nieuwe buurman. Hoe? Mocht niet uit. Luister, ik ben een Frank. Van mijn nefest. En ik woon hier al bekend 35 jaar in die street. Oké. Wat is het probleem eigenlijk? Je kunt ook gewoon Nederlands spreken. Ik spreek gewoon Nederlands. Hè? Oh, dat zeggen ze allemaal. Totdat ze deur moeten betalen. Luister, die van ons zegt music too loud. Muziek? Zeg dat dan gewoon? Ik zal het even sneller gaan zetten. Zal het beste zijn. Wie zei? Precies ook gewoon doppen. Voilà, Frankske. De muziek staat stiller. En ik heb deze huis gekocht. Ik dop niet. Het zullen zo nog lang buren zijn. Hela, Frankske, verhaast Frank, hè? Zeg, wat is dat hier allemaal? Ja, zus. Ik heb me gezegd dat mijn godverdomme zijn een ting aan het tango wat stiller moest zetten. Wat verdomme, hè, Frank. Je hebt juist een nieuwe burger die dat op die zijn kap. Kom naar binnen. Kom maar een tasje koffie drinken met wie. Ja, oké, is goed. Welkom, kom maar. Oh, zus, wat verdomme, zus. Alles laten hangen, makker. Kief is deze gast.
En zo moe, kom en bevrijd me. Neem me mee.
Maar zeg, dat is wel heel pikant, hè? Lust je graag pikant? Ja, het valt wel mee, Ik heb dat wel geïrriteerd, zo. Eigenlijk, hier in Borgerhout zijn er goede winkeltjes voor kruidentalen. Oh, dat moet ik eens gewoon zien, dat is interessant, zeg.
Morgen de zwarte raad, zeg.
Och, jongens, zeg. Normaal verdien je altijd een heel kieken op. Sjoeke, dat is altijd die nessenkeuren. Toch een ijs. Zeg, zo'n snel die stomme facteur zijn.
Hallo, waar is hem?
Dat is waar.
Hey, Frank, ik zie het tussenbest niet al met een neiger.
Nee. Dat kan niet. Het heeft los van de kosten.
Doe me niet met mijn kloot rammelen, hè. Zwetten hem klaar ligt en dat kun je toch niet missen, jongen.
Als er iemand bro aan een binnenkomt, hè, dan sta ik met zijn kokkensloot terug naar Afrika.
Doe me dat, Frank, hè. Ik kom wel daar op een krukje zitten en ga wat erbij komen zitten totdat hem voorbij komt. Breng maar een kar aan mij.
Ik zie ik in mijn zin.
Doe me dat, Frankie. Zit je in een sloef geworden of wat? Breng me godverdomme een glazen boterham. Ik zeg ik in een sloef. Verdomme met een zwet in mijn kot.
Maar je zegt zo'n schoon stertje dat je hebt. Een echte Rastafari, zo op reggengeel. Zoals een Bob Marley. Vroeger, hè, met ons Bernadette ging ik ook naar reggengeel. Nou, dat vraag mij dat niet weten. Trouwens, wat vinden we met mijn outfit? Schoon, hè? Speciaal gekocht voor aerobics te doen. Ja, het is schoon.
Of niet, hè? Alles goed? Ja, dat is het.
Voor je het weet, dan zit je zonder. Ik heb die middle school magic. Ik wil een beetje zijn mijn Watson. Dit jaar doen we de afspraak. Wil dat er money in de kast komt. Ik geef die zware bars net fit.
Oh, dat wil ik. Ja, maar
al die mannen zijn zelfs het ticket zitten in een wave met een visbit. Gekke mannen, gekke dansers, gekke goons en gekke plannen.
Breng me er nog in.
Je broeder laat mij ademappen.
Weet je, ik moet doorgaan, want ik heb nog veel werk liggen thuis en... je moet vertrekken. Het is al laat aan het worden. Dit is juist. Merci voor de koekjes wel. Ik ga er eentje... Ga zitten, dat is niet... Drinkt ze biedt nog een koffie, dat komt allemaal klaar. Het is jammer, staan mijn taasje.
Oké. Allee, 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 ja, opzessa, allee, 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 ja, opzessa, dat is maar lekker mee, ja, oh la la, dat is maar lekker mee, ja, oh la la. Gezellig aan het dansen, we drinken en we zwansen, de glazen weer gevuld, heel de keet is aan het dampen. Vanavond gaan we los, we klappen
en we stampen. We klinken en we smossen. Het vliegt naar alle kanten. Goed, hè? Oké, Sonja. Merci voor de koekjes en de koffie, maar ik ga nu echt wel moeten
Sjoeke, de Noeko blijft hier. De Rosse zit beneden.
Oeh, de Niddy. Wat doet die nou hier?
Wie is de Niddy? Och, schat, dat wilde ik aan niet weten, hè.
Allee, kom. What the fuck is dit?
Ja, laat die doen. Laat hem slapen. Allee, dat zijn leukjes, hè. Ja.
Dag, Sjoe. Hoi, zie. Wat is dat hier allemaal? Wie is hier zo'n palmpadaren? Wat? Doe me zijn klootzak. Paljas. Damn. Mocht dat je weg zijn. Trek dat allemaal niet aan, schatje. Och, jongens, binnen heb ik hem vast. Godverdomme, net die ballet af. Je hebt hier lang genoeg gezeten. Zeg. Slaaplap. Ja, Eddie. Het is een lange dag geweest, hè. Misschien moet even gaan slapen. Voilà. Verdomme. Ben jij ook al of wat? Sloef. Mocht dat je weg zijn. Ik ben al weg. Trek dat er allemaal niks van aan, schatje. Die moet altijd interessant doen. Ik ben Bernadette trouwens. Oego. Aangenaam. Allee, ciao's.
Zeg, Sjoe, die Neddy, dat is nou toch wel een figuur, hè? Oh, schatjes, weg met ervan. Trouwens, die Afrikaan. Hoe lang is die hier al? Zeg, alleen even bellen bedoel ik. Bernadette. Hoorde jij niet om daten met een Nathan? Hè? Schatje, wilde jij niet alleen op mijn lattekjes? Ja. Zeg, heb jij dan eens goed bekijken? Dat is van de nieuwe speciaal. Zeg. Die stertjes. Schattig. Dat brengt mij helemaal terug naar die Bob Marley-periode. Hoe breng je geel? Die Rastafari. Met zijn derde bien. Speed hoort een andere net. God hem weer van zijn tak maken. Moet jij het bij even koffie hebben? Ja, doe er maar goed veel suiker in. Kom juist van de Kevin. Oh, de Kevin. Zijn jij nou weer al naar Rijks geweest? Ja, schat. Iedereen moet ons een trekje komen, hè. En als er één ding is, hè, dat die mannen goed kunnen, hè, dan is het sporten. En vooral bedsport.
Mannetjes, wat heb je zeggen? Paljas. Kijk even jullie, kijk. De pot op.
Hey. Maar het is plezant, precies. Zeg, zo. Doet dat hem nou eens in mijn was? Je hebt al een week aan. Krijg jij tot hier?
Het is al goed, hè, zeg.
Ze moet je tegen mij niet klappen, zo.
En gooi het in de juiste mand, hè. Niet van spullenhulp. Stinkers, waar is nou niet, hè?
Al gewoon dat de Willy het niet hoort.
Spullenhulp. Sonja! Hoe? Is die al weg? Wie Bernadette? Die is toch 10 minuten geleden vertrokken, schat? Die Bernadette, die doos. Ja, zus, als jij verrommel, hè, niet eens juist een bak gooit, hè, dan kan ik er ook niks aan doen. Nu is ze mij met spullen op. Verdomme, hè, mijn M zat erin. Je weet dat dat mijn succes is. Ja, en je gaat hem maar kunnen zoeken ook. Kom dat halen.
Ik zat op school met de Rwandees die door een plankje zien werd geadopteerd. Echte ouders waren er niet meer, herinneringen zijn er nooit geweest. Kleine Tutsi in een grote wereld die een hele genocide overleeft. Met zoveel leed al geconfronteerd. Eigenlijk was hij getraumatiseerd door de dingen die je normaal niet ziet. Op een jonge leeftijd van 3, misbruik van de Verenigde Naties in de hoofdstad Kigali. Humanitaire ramp, door politieke vluchtelingen terug te dringen naar een vluchtelingenkamp. Toch kwam hij aan in ons land. Adoptie werd de optie. Veel optie had hij toch niet. Immigrant met een achtergrond, maar een achtergrond had hij ook niet. Afrikaan kreeg een blanke naam, dat is een Afrikaan met zijn handen vol. Hij drukt zich uit in een nieuwe taal als een acteur in een nieuwe rol.
Dat is mijn naam. Shamanem. Wat is dat? Wil er nog mee lachen ook of wat? Godverdomme, je zou beter wat Vlaams leren. Nou, tenminste nog verstand. Why are you screaming like little kids in the supermarket? Godverdomme. Wat jij ermee gedaan? Are you the Chris? If you want a shirt, you can buy it in my store. This is for charity. That's my name. Charity. Here ze hebben charity. This man is crazy. Ja. Oh, ja. Verdomme, een nozeler. Oh, past die wel. Oh, maatjes. Wat nou weer? Frank en Co en Vij met Frank.
Ik heb me aangemeld voor een sollicitatiegesprek via Zoom, maar ik heb daarnaast daar niet van gehoord.
Och ja, dat is juist. Helemaal vergeten. Normaal doet hij van ons de paparassen. En daar meen ik iemand neefstuk. Die vrouwen altijd, hè.
Ja, oké, maar gaat dat dan deuren of moet dat nu op een ander moment?
Luister, hè. Het is misschien makkelijker als je langs een bureau komt, hè. Want die kan Zoom toestellen, daar ken ik allemaal niks van. En wat is dat, hè? Je kunt gewoon langs de veldklokken aankomen, 137 straks. Binnen een half uurtje. Goed? Jo. Godverdomme, hè, zeg. Wat Turken van mijn kloten? Ja, kom maar binnen. Oh, today no cleaning, hè? Het is maandag. En verschot gewoon je kans, hè?
Ik ben Judith. Ja, maar dat is juist aan de lijn het.
Leenet? Van te juist?
Ja,
Kom maar zitten, hè?
dankjewel.
Ik had wel niet verwacht dat toch ook geen naam voor Judith.
Excuseer?
Oh.
Ja, weet je, laat maar, ik heb dat gezien, ik zie deuren.
Oh, nee, wacht even. Blijf zitten. Er zijn een paar regels, hè, Judith. Ten eerste, geen jingle-jangle muziek, geen weet, geen djembe's en al die toestanden, klaksjes af, geen praken, geen raast, geen keken meebrengen, geen gaat meebrengen. Ik heb hier al van alles gelezen, hè. We hebben nog één regel, hè. Als er hier iemand belt in een andere taal, hè, dan pakt op, dan kijkt hij die eens goed uit en dan legt af. Monsieur dit, monsieur dat. En eerst het monsieur dat wil ik kennen, dat is de krok monsieur. Goed? En laat je achternaam van ook maar achterwege, hè.
Ja, maar ik heb dat genoeg gehoord, ik zie gewoon deuren. Het is stoppen als je dat houden, praktijktesten kom nou.
Hoe praktijktesten?
Frank en Vee me kloten.
Allee, Jenny, Justine. Kom on. Wacht even. Wacht nou even. Toch schijnt de zon in Afrika de negertjes tot chocola, maar bid ze niet, want anders gaan ze schreeuwen.
Oh, mannetjes toch.
Geen roast, geen keken meebrengen, geen goud meebrengen, ik heb hier al van alles. Dus we beginnen en dan kunnen we... Ja, zo, en nou weer.
Ja, zo. Waar zitten? Je stond over heel Facebook.
Geen roast, geen keken meebrengen, geen goud meebrengen, ik heb hier al van alles. Dus we beginnen en dan kunnen we... Kloten. Geen roast, geen keken meebrengen,
Dat is crazy, man.
Je wist het, hè. De paljas.
Deze is niet goed. Nee. Nee! Zeg dat niet,
Gegooide vogels zingen ook, al zijn het niet dezelfde liedjes, al vliegen ze niet even hoog. Gebroken vleugels kunnen healen, ik weet je zoekt die vrijheid ook.
Fuck you, Frank!
Heel dat frik voor mijn deur. Moeten Eddie bellen. Eddie.
Salam alaikum, broeder.
Eddie?
Ja, broeder. Kan ik u helpen met iets?
Jij klinkt zo anders. Eddie, jong, maar help, ik zit zwaar in de shit, jong. Heel de inboedel van burgerokstof voor mijn deur. Heb jij geen baseballbed nog?
Met geweld los je niks op, broeder.
Eddie, wat kreeg je nou? Er stonden een hoop met kakken en negers voor mijn deur.
Toch een nozeler. Ik heb juist 2 weken geleden een Marokkaans leren kennen. Hè. Echt een godin, hè. Ik heb normaal niet voor de doekjes, maar allee, kijk, ik zit een keer bekeerd. Trouwens, gisteren zijn ik couscous gaan eten. Hè. Lekker dat was, hè. Echt de moeite, hè.
Zie je mij, homo?
Ik heb geen frieten, maar couscous aan mais, hè. Ik heb wel een dag op de pot gezeten, maar allee.
Zit je daar een pakje mee aan het zwaar zijn, of wat? Het is niet een moment om de guipels of de nek nu te hangen, hè. Ze word ik gelyncht.
Trouwens, wij gaan trouwen, hè. In Marokko.
Trouwen?
Daarvoor moet ik je wel bekeren, maar ik moet nu gaan bidden.
Bidden?
Dus salam alaikum.
Eddie! Doe nee. Chill, man. Wat dat een hier? Ik snap dat jullie pist zijn. Ik ben fucking pist. Maar het heeft geen zin om die man aan te vallen. Subiet kan de flik hier staan en wij het weer gedaan. Kif is jij beschermt hem. Fucking bounty, man. Heb je gehoord wat hij gezegd heeft? Bro, kijk. Dat is niet de oplossing. Het voel, man. Ga nog zien, bro. Guys. Fucking fijn, man. Hugo. Sorry, man. Dat flapte er gewoon uit. Je kent me toch? Kijk, Frank. Het is comfortabel, hè? Alles en iedereen de schuld geven wat dat misgaat in uw wereld. Je kunt er nu een tijd blijven steken, hè? Maar de wereld gaat blijven doordraaien, gast. Think about it. Dat is zo nu dood, jongen. Dat flapte er gewoon uit.
Jezus, waar ga je naartoe? Ik weet het allemaal niet meer, Frank. Gewoon even een stapje zitten.
Afrika de negertjes tot chocola, maar bijt me niet, want anders gaan ze schreeuwen.
Dag Joe, Sonja. Je moet me meer leren loslaten.
Ik denk dat we uiteindelijk toch niet zo'n goede koppel zijn, Frank.
Zeg allemaal toe! Allee, Sonja! Sonja! Frank! Kelly! Gaan we al? Kwasia! They could have your wife, or I would take her. And I would take your red shit. Wat zie je allemaal? Everything. Seksual alsjeblieft. Godverdomme zeg. Ga vallen. Ga vallen.
Nee, stay woke. Stay woke. Die jingle is allemaal goed. Blijf maar wakker. Eddie. Eddie.
Hey, Frankie boy, wat maak je? Hey, doe zo'n ensemble, hè. Peace and love, we weten het allemaal. 1 + 1 is 2, ga dan, kom aan, ja. Ja, hier, hey, Frankie boy.
That chicken, my nigga. Get that chicken, motherfucker. Get that chicken, motherfucker. Get it. Come on, Frank. Get that chicken.
Dag Frank.
Dat schat ik, ja.
Ga ik je wat zeggen, ventje? Luister heel goed in aan me. Iedereen is gelijk. Zeg het. Iedereen is gelijk.
Wat wil dat zeggen? Gelijk.
Zeg het.
Gelijk bedoelde. Iedereen is gelijk.
Maakt niet uit, je verstaat me.
Zeg het. Iedereen is gelijk. 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 Iedereen gelijk.
Dag, pa.
Sophie.
Okay. I hope you enjoyed it. Could we please have Yves and Yves and Joffrey back on front?
And a round of applause to the creators of the series. Some painful truths in there as well. I was expecting it to be all funny, but there's a couple of rough scenes in there. Just to start off, a question. What are the things that are like most literally happened to one of you guys, or is that like that is a real personal experience that you translated onto the screen that we just saw?
Well, when I was making the sketches, I had I had hundreds of messages coming in from people telling me stories that happened to them. So basically, I think all of these things are based on true stories. Maybe some are a bit more exaggerated, but all of them are like.
But to you personally?
To me personally, the Bob Marley thing. Also the one where Frank puts his red shirt in the wrong box. It's not
really?
in the laundry. It's not at my home, but I saw it at my auntie's place. What more? Let me think.
The neighbors? I don't know.
No, not really the neighbors. My father had difficulties with neighbors in his past, but yeah, there are a lot of examples actually, but.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I suggest we make this a safe space. So everything we say here is in between us, and probably a bit of a live stream as well.
Yeah.
Because I have a question that is about the makership of all of this. What did it cost to make your own series? It looks so it has a high production value. To me, it looks expensive. Was it expensive?
Well,
It's just between us. Just share the numbers.
I think well the numbers. The most expensive was the most value was in the time that people spend on it, and.
But do you know how much it cost?
It was like around 30.
Yeah, 35.
30,000.
Yeah, all the episodes.
35,000.
Yeah. So basically, this looks like a pilot, but it's actually 6 episodes. But for moments like this, we made it sort of a pilot, so we just pasted it together. But the whole series, the 6 episodes that you guys just saw, cost 35, with obviously a lot of help. So I think it has a value of, let's say, 40 to 42, but we managed with, I think, 35.
And was there like, did you find sponsors? Like
So in Belgium, to produce such things, you ask for funds, and if you get green light, obviously you get the part of the budget you ask or the whole budget you ask, but it never happens if you don't already have a base. And us as new producers, we also knew we would have to chip in. So there is a part that, as a production house, we put our own hands in, and then what we got from funds. Basically, is artists in residence in a theater in Antwerp called Armberg. They also been part of the reason why we could make this, plus the funds that we applied for, and the money that, as a production house, we unlocked.
Sounds like a hell of a hustle, getting all of these types of little funding from all of these different places. How does that feel? What does that do to your creativity? Because you're constantly, I think, also explaining then what the series should be about and what it is currently becoming. And in the meanwhile, you're still also being the creative behind it.
Well, the thing is that luckily the sketches and the weight of the relevancy, how do you say? The weight
Yeah.
of the need, the
Mhm.
urgency,
The
of
urgency and the relevance.
to tell the story was a motivation for the whole team.
That's true.
Also, him and Ish are like already for more than 10 years my mentors in dance, in my artistic life, also in my personal life. And then Anthony and Chingis, who also have production house, are good friends of mine.
They're the directors.
They're the directors. So, yeah, obviously that was already like magic to have them together for me. And also to tell the story, everybody was connected to the story because we are all people of color. And then Anthony and Chingis, they studied at RITS in Brussels, which is a
Audiovisual school, right?
yeah, it's a university for filmmakers.
Yeah.
So they had their crew, their connections already, and also their friends, their connections were also touched by the story. So that's how we basically
And I think to
got the whole
follow
team
up,
together.
it's important to know, as you mentioned, when you're artist, and if those things come too much in the way, it might break the process and not make you get to that place. So as producers, and for Ish and myself, to decide to put our creative brain on the side and embrace our producer's brain, that creates then more space for creatives to focus on the creation. So Anthony and Ching is the directors, Joffrey, the actor, but also the writer, to decide, okay, let's not bother them too much with all the bullshit, even though sometimes you can't help it because you're also an artist and you're like,
you're
guys,
stressed out completely.
Exactly. But I think that was also a part of knowing as an artist how it is important to have space, to try our best to give that space so that they could be at work.
You named it a pilot.
Yeah.
And I know you told us that you've been writing season 2.
Indeed.
Is it easier to find funding for the next season and to find partners to...
I think just by going through the process, 100%, just because now, first of all, we've found out a few of the roads, and then before you get the funds, you have the stress of, are you going to get it? And now you know how it goes to get it, and you're also not afraid if you don't, because there are also other roads that on the way you found out. So in a way, it's not like I assume we will get funds, but somehow, yeah. And less scared because you've been through the process already. And it has been validated at many levels by ourselves, which is always what what counts the most for us. But we also realize we're not always going to wait for people to validate what we want to make. So eventually, what we know is, okay, let's write it anyways. Okay, season 2 is written. Let's ask for the funds. They're not coming. Let's shoot it, even if it's less quality. Because we know it was doing it on TikTok, and then so many people validated it. So you don't always have to end up being at the movies or with a high-end product. It's always better. But we also believe in the fact that stories must be told, and that certainly for an artist, you can't stay stuck forever with your stories. So it's important. And when you've checked all the boxes, that you've decided, okay, I have to let go of this, and it has to go out one way or another so that I can move on.
That's the interesting part. I think it has started on TikTok. It was 6 episodes and it was all online, not on the
TV or
the TV and stuff where we normally watch high quality content. Most of the quality we consume on the TikToks and the Instagrams is like you eat shit all day. So this was surprisingly very good for watching.
Platform.
Is it something, if you ask for the funding, because I think that's the hard part, find the funding to find support to make such high quality content to put on public.
It's accessible for everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
I think
Well,
we all
it's,
have dreams of being on TV or making movies that goes to the movie theater, and we get sometimes stuck with those dreams. Those dreams are still beautiful, and we still want to be in theaters, and we still want to be on TV, but we don't want to get stuck, which means it's really deconstructing our brains. For us as a production house, we wrote so many things ourselves. Ish and myself, we want to produce stuff, and we want also to write stuff and direct stuff. So we wrote a series, and it's there, and we've been knocking at doors since 2 years, and it's a lot of yeah, and then no. And then he wrote already 3 movies, and then one is already a high production level, with another production house, and it's yeah, then no. So we found out that we cannot always wait for validation, and that sometimes something has to come out so that your process can continue. And in the start of this process, we wanted it to be picked, and we had many meetings with TVs and other production houses, and everybody shows interest. But then to leave that hostage in their hands for you to decide if it will be out or not, knowing that it already has been validated when he was doing it on TikTok. Because if you look at the sketches he made on TikTok, a lot was already there. So even the writing process of season 1 was quite easy. It was like, let's take the best part of this and make a rode draad towards what it's going to be for this process. But at the end of the day, I remember also fighting with our directors about, let's find a good timing, let's find a good timing. There is no good timing for you, him, and us at the same time. Good timing is sometimes just now. It has to go out. And I think going through all those meetings and those video calls and trying to have the meetings, we found out that sometimes you gotta be patient, and sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do.
I think that is the ultimate strategy to fight gatekeepers.
True that. And also is what was really interesting, I had a talk with somebody from TV also, who asked me, would you do a program on TV?
What did you say?
And I said, like, yes, Afro Belg, obviously, that's something I would like to see on TV. And then he answered me like, yeah, but it's a bit too niche. So, you know, and that was for me like, why is it too niche? Well, he didn't really answer that question. For me, it was like, okay, so a story that's told by people of color, for people of color mostly, it's for everybody, but yeah, to represent people of color is niche. If you're still in that mindset, then I don't want my series to be on your channel. And then I want it to be free, because that's basically the first thing that matters, is get it to the people for free. Because if we go to streams or Netflix or whatever, people will have to pay. And the money is not really coming back to
well,
us.
My brother, if Netflix says yes, I'm going.
Well, but the story still has to be told by us, written by us, and it's not like, okay,
Creative
we
freedom.
give you funding, but yeah, that joke, we cannot really tell it because it doesn't really work for the people that watch TV. No, this is the way we want to tell it, this is the way we want to speak, and this is the way it has to be told.
Yeah. Which also seems like the reason that you made the show beforehand, so now you can already point towards the product and say, this is the product, this is how it should be. Shall we open up audience questions before we finish off, because we don't have a lot of time. These guys made a series from scratch, basically. Any questions in the audience? Matthias is going to make a run for it, so please be in the back there.
I hope you understood a little bit, because a lot of people talk English.
Yeah.
Okay.
All of us.
No one?
Makes your job a lot easier today. Oh no. Sorry,
I have some
Matthias.
questions left.
Round of applause for Matthias doing all this work. People don't believe he's a famous casting director in Belgium.
Hey, Matthias is a goat. Yes.
I'm just making him run all day.
This is Dorken, yeah. I don't know exactly how to ask the question correctly, but I was curious to hear, I mean, you wanted to bring this message over with like a serious topic with kind of jokes. How was the reaction from the black community to your series?
Until now, really, really positive. Because it's like I said, it's nobody ever did this in Belgium, I think. And also in the media, there's nothing like this. There's also not a lot of representation. Now there is more representation, but I think there's representation because of, first of all, quarantine. Then Corona happened, and since the Black Lives Matter movement and the protests, I had the feeling everybody was like, okay, we're gonna protest as well. We have to wear a mask, we're gonna protest. We have to wear shoes, we're gonna protest, whatever, for whatever they were. So I think, yeah, the black community is really supportive. Of course, you always have some people with different opinions, because I had the question of, what do you, if you had to choose, what would you choose? Would you choose for Afro-Belgian or Pan-Africanism? And Pan-Africanism is like African diaspora from Europe, Asia, wherever, going back to Africa to invest in Africa, to maybe live in Africa and build their lives there, and to help Africa grow. And I said, look, there's no choice in that. I mean, it's Afro-Belgian doesn't mean you have to stay in Belgium and make a life in Belgium, and you can do whatever you like. It's like, so you have some different opinions and takes, but overall, everybody's really supportive, and it's just, yeah.
Thank you.
Could do one more audience question, and we have one over there.
Thanks. I found it really interesting to watch. It was very enjoyable. Do you think fear came at play at the broadcasters not to take it to television? Was it fear, do you think, for the responses, or because it's not mainstream, or what do you think?
It's a mixed combination of different things. I think it's yeah, a little bit of fear of how do you say that in English, kijkcijfers maybe.
Mm-hmm.
It's also, I think, because it's a combination of, yeah, we want to be politically correct. So if they put it on TV, it's, I think, a big part plays like the politically correctness. And also, you know, in Flanders, and I think there's a lot of older people, which is very okay, but they have a certain way of thinking.
Yeah, exactly this.
Which sometimes not even blocks the black community or whatever, but it blocks the new wave of the youth, the new structures that the youth is creating, which I think works, but it's just the people from above, like, I don't know, we are so used to these programs.
They find this risky.
Yeah, and if you see the programs in Flanders, it's always, you know, the programs about the rich Flemish family.
But what I really wonder is, do they really feel it's niche or talking about fear, because their audience is actually Frank?
Yeah, exactly.
That's the thing, and my main concern is, do they know that this is actually not niche, but really about them, but are they ready to see that?
Yeah.
So I wonder if their brain goes there, because I couldn't answer that question. Yeah. I don't even know if, I know they know what their audience is, but I don't know if they fear to bring something like this to them, or if they just want to keep on bringing what works for them.
Yeah.
And just, they want to keep them calm and happy with what they used to have.
Yeah.
So I would go more into that direction. I don't even think they're afraid. Obviously, there is a lot of change. Television is going like this, and that's why now they go with new platforms to try to, you know, go with Netflix and everything. But they're still making the wrong choices in terms of audience reach and what is interesting for their communities in general, for Belgium.
Yeah.
And that's where they're losing audience, and that's where TikTok and Instagram are winning in reach, but also quality, as Matthias mentioned, is not there to support what people can get on those platforms in terms of quality. It's also not supported. The longer it gets, the more you get censored. So it's like, there are new platforms, so we can express ourselves there. But at the same time, those gatekeepers are like, nope, this is too interesting, let's keep it light, so that people just numb themselves. So it's like there is new openings, but at the same time, then it gets closed quite fast when it gets bought. When Facebook bought Instagram, that was the end of Instagram. So fear, I don't think so, to answer the question. I don't think they're afraid of anything.
Thanks. I'll make sure to check the second season as well.
Thank you very much. We got one.
Well, that's how it works. Last question, and we're rounding it up here. We should go to, and there's one over there. Matthias, do you see it?
Yes.
So yeah, I wanted to ask, so your series is on YouTube, right? Okay. But when I'm watching the series, I really liked it, and I think it's for entertainment, but also to make people aware of what's going on and what's happening. But the target audience on YouTube is mostly like the younger generation, and I believe, but I don't know, that our generation is more woke or something. So I think this would be really cool for the older generation to watch, so they can see like, what the fuck am I doing? So why did you then decide to do it on, is that your aim kind of also?
Well, like you said, we've been meeting with TV and blah blah blah, and you get these answers, and you start thinking, like, what's the essence? The essence is not to change Frank, who I played, because I know it's or out of ignorance, or it's maybe something that happened in the past to them, or it's the power of the habit. But I think the youth will always win. And for me, when I was watching TV, there were not a lot of black people. And if there were rappers, dancers, artists, and that's it. So for me, it's nice to know that people of 10 years old, 5, 15, 25, 35, 45 are watching it and have something like, okay, it is changing, for me, that's already enough. And that's why I want to keep doing it also. Even when I don't earn money with it or whatever, it's really just that finally we are getting equal now, sort of.
I think that's really cool. I really like it, yeah.
Amazing.
Good.
Are you guys available for pictures later on?
Yeah.
Okay. Luckily. Then we'll have to finish it here, and I want to thank Joffrey and Yves. Really, big round of applause. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
What an insight. And then we're switching seats, we're switching mediums. We're going right into podcasting. Isn't